And so literally it was the next step, and the people would show up in the space. And so I'm so grateful. And that,
very cool.
And that journey lasted, well, honestly, until last month, because this is kind of new information. Over those last 20 years, we developed a medically approved holistic clinical trial. We formed the Scientific Arts Foundation, which is a 501c3. That research, the pilot studies have been published, but the clinical trial was never implemented due to lack of funding. And then I was diagnosed with breast cancer twice. The foundation went into hibernation, came out, developed another clinical trial with Siteman Cancer Center.
Oh my gosh.
That was medically approved through Washington University School of Medicine. And of October 15th, last month, we closed that research down due to lack of funding.
Oh no.
But
the end of the story.
It's now
the beginning of the new story.
Of a new story, yes, because over these 20 years I've learned so much, and it has shaped my perspective and perception of how all music can be healing, how all expressions create these highways of connection. It's given me a language to articulate how I feel and experience music. And who's to say, the research that we were developing, it was part of the collective.
Right.
Maybe it seeded other ideas somewhere else around the world.
But that you did the research, and I think that's really interesting, because it's one thing to say, I have this music, it's very healing, but then to have the scientific research behind it, and that is really taking it up to that next level.
It is, and honestly, the motivation for me to do that, and I'll be totally honest, because I'm like this treasure hunter that wants to discover so much about myself. And over the years, I acknowledge that when I started, it was soul driven. It was do this, and I didn't know why. And then at some point it became, wow, I maybe I need to prove this to myself. Maybe I need to really have the proof that this is actually moving through me. And then at the same time, we're getting all these testimonials from people around the world sharing how this music, and now it's like, okay, I don't need the proof. I don't need the science. I'm in this totally different place within myself. Like last month, I shattered on the inside. That identity, and this is really the first time that I'm sharing this.
Right.
That sense of researcher totally shattered in the way that I was holding on to it.
Ah, right. Well, the ego's saying, well, this is who I am, though.
It was part of my journey, and
right.
It still is. I mean,
right.
But the beauty is, I'm so open right now. If researchers want to approach me and collaborate and they do the work, I have lots of ideas.
Love it. All right. Well, Amy, this has been fantastic. I'm so happy we got to finally do this. Would you please lead us out of the podcast with some of your beautiful music? Maybe a couple of minutes?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's take a deep breath. Closer.
I'm ready.